Hello, everyone. Good evening to all of you. So the topic for today's webinar is basically the importance of using net quantity keyword along with traded instrument keyword and how it can be used in multiple scenarios in your strategies. All right. So it's a very important keyword that I personally use as well. And I would request all of you as well to use it because it helps in a lot of scenarios where you can restrict the looping and things like that. So we will see an example of that. And at the end of the session, what I will do is you can start asking your questions and I will take your questions one by one and we will try to solve as many as possible. All right. So let me just start off by sharing my screen now. All right. I guess my screen is visible now. Yes. So for example, this is the first strategy that I've created, right? So in this case, I'm using, I will show you the strategy conditions and how I'm using the keyword called the net quantity traded instrument name. All right. So for that, what we will do is, let me just admit a couple of people who are trying to join in. Yeah. So I will go to this particular page and I will go to edit section of the strategy. So we will see the conditions. So over here, so for example, this is basically a simple 9:14 crossover that I've created. So this is basically at 9:25 and between 14:58, that is a 2 hours time. That is basically from 9:25 till 3 p.m. I want to make sure that I want to take a trade only in this time, between this time, that is between 9:25 and 14:58 p.m. And after that, what I'm checking is that the net quantity of traded instrument 111, that is set number one over here, leg number one and condition number one. So I will just show you how this condition is being built. So over here, for example, if I go, I will put net quantity. Here you will select traded instrument name because you want to still check whether the particular instrument has been traded or not. Let me just zoom in so that it is clear to you. Over here, I will select entry instrument underlying as since this is a Nifty bank, I will select Nifty bank 111 because set number one, condition number one, and leg number one. So that is basically net quantity of traded instrument name. So this is how we create that particular condition. So 111 is equal to 0. What it will check is that this basically condition is the net quantity 111. That is set number one. This is set number one, condition number one, and leg number one of entry. So this is the leg that we are referring to. And if there is, suppose another leg. So for example, if there is another say call option, that is the second call option of Nifty, say Nifty 50. All right, quantity lots one of current month. This is just for an example. So if I have these two legs, right? So this will be leg number one and this will be leg number two. So in this case, if I over here, what I'm referencing to is net quantity of traded instrument 111 is basically this future option, this basically future that I have basically sold. All right. And if I want to reference it to this particular call option, that is leg number two, this is leg number one, this is leg number two. Then what I will have to do over here is it will be basically leg number two. So in order to reference to that, what I can do is I can simply copy paste over here like this. And I can change the reference to leg number two. All right. So in order to check the quantity of leg number one, as well as leg number two, whether it's 0 or not, whether it's open or not, then we will use this particular keyword. Net quantity is equal to 0. All right. So this is basically an advantage that you have to use in almost all the strategies that you build, because it's very important, because it helps in looping, stopping the looping conditions in case the quantity is already open. So what it will do is essentially, it will first of all check whether the 111, that is leg number one, set number one, condition number one is open or not. And only if it's equal to 0, that means already this has not entered, then only it will take this entry, or else it will not enter. So that is very logical, right? So if you're actually basically trading into a particular set, then you want to enter into this set only when there is no position already open. If the future is already open, then you don't want to take this entry again, right? So that is the reason why we are checking that this particular position should not be already open. 111 is equal to 0 and 211 is also equal to 0. Let me just submit this. And similarly, when we go to set number 2 over here also, we are first of all checking that set number 1 also should be equal to 0 and set number 2 also should be equal to 0. So this is basically a crossover condition, right? So the reason why we use this is, I will give you an example now. So over here, this is a crossover condition where we are checking that position of SMA of Nifty Bank on a 1 minute index 9 and 14 crossover basis. This is basically the crossover on the upside, and SMA, this basically -2 candle is lower than 914 SMA. All right. So whenever there is an upside crossover at that particular point in time, what I am doing is I'm taking, this is basically just a random strategy that I've created. I'm taking a short position, all right, in the Nifty futures. But what I want to do is at the same time, I want to check that there is no open position on either side, that there should be no future position that is open on the short side as well as on the long side. So in the set number 2, this is a crossover condition where we are taking a long position based on the opposite side crossover. But what I want to check at that time also is that there should be no open position. All right. So over here also we are checking that net quantity of 111 should also be equal to 0 and net quantity of 211 should also be equal to 0. Then only this entry will happen, or else it will not happen. And that is logical, right? Because if there is something that is already open, if this leg is already open, then we don't want to enter into that. And also it helps in one important way that for example, this is the upside crossover and we are exiting this strategy, this position on the downside crossover. So this is basically the exact opposite of that. That whenever the 914 candle, 914 SMA crossover happens downwards, this is basically 9 is less than 14 in the previous candle and 14 is greater than in the -2 candle, which is exactly opposite to our entry condition. So entry condition is when 914 is above in the previous candle and the 914 is lesser in the -2 candle. So that is when this particular crossover condition happens. And whenever the exit happens in this short position, only then it should take a position in the buy side. Or else if we don't use this net quantity keyword on the entry side in the set number 2, right? What it will do is before exiting this itself, this exit condition, set number 1 exit condition is nothing but the entry condition of set number 2, because this is the downside crossover, right? This is the same condition, 914 -1 less than and 914 -2 greater than, which is nothing but the short position of set number 1. This is the same thing. So what it will do is, if the same time, if it happens, then what it will do is it, instead of squaring this off first, it will actually even buy this. So what can happen is that it can result in double entry, or it can basically square off the position without taking the next entry. So that is the reason why what we want to do is, first of all, whatever position has been open in the set 1, first of all, it will close in this exit position. So then automatically the net quantity will be equal to 0. That is what we are checking over here, that the net quantity of 111 will also be 0 because it has exited and the entry of second set has not yet happened. And since now this entry condition is true on the short side, then automatically basically it will take the position that we have mentioned over here. All right, so it will take the position according to this. This is, and again, this is the opposite of the same of the downside crossover. So whenever the crossover happens on the upside, again, in this case, it will automatically sell off square of this position and it will enter into this position. So it is basically a crossover condition that we have built, but it is basically just simply taking opposite positions. But this is just for example purpose. But the important part is that the net quantity keyword is something that you should be aware of. So I will take the positions, the questions at the end, because we will have everyone's questions will be answered at the end. All right. After this, if for example, if you want to check whether this has been traded or not, and based on that, if you want to take a trade, then what you have to do. So for example, this is a repair condition, right? So in this repair condition, if I want to take a trade only when this future has already been traded, then what I will do is I will create a condition over here. So for example, over here, we will create one small group that there will be two groups in this case. First of all is for time. So suppose time is greater than, equal to number 925, which is the same as the first set number time, that is 9, its time should be greater than 925. But we want to check that the future in the first set has already been traded. So that is the reason why we will use this keyword, that is called the traded instrument. Traded instrument entry strike underline Y bank 111 is equal to no, this will be basically just traded instrument, only this much. So over here, what it will check is that the first particular strike or this thing, in this case, since we have used the future, right? So this is future. So that's the reason why in this case, what we will do is we will use entry price. Instead of strike, we will use entry price. All right. So what it will do is it will check whether this particular future index that we have sold has been traded or not. If you are using this for options, index options, then in this case, you will select a traded instrument strike. So what it will do is it will basically check whether that particular strike has been traded or not. And then we will check the net quantity also. So over here in the net quantity, what we will do is net quantity traded instrument name over here, entry instrument Y bank, Nifty bank, 111 is equal to, here we will say is not equal to, all right, because here we want to make sure that this is already entered. So the net quantity of 111 is not equal to number 0, all right. So over here, what it will check is that this particular after 925, it will also check whether the 111 has been traded or not. So traded instrument entry strike 111 will check whether this instrument has been traded. And at the same time, it will also check the net quantity of 111. That the net quantity should not be equal to 0. And what it means is that once these conditions are true, that means this we can be sure that this condition has happened. And based on that, we can take the repair one's position that, you know what, I want to buy a call option based on that of Nifty bank current month lot 1. All right. So in this case, what it will do is once this future has been sold over here, it will check whether that future has been traded or not. And then it will check whether the quantity is not equal to 0, and then it will trade. Over here, there is a different method also. For example, now 0 and not equal to 0 is equivalent to whether the quantity is open or not. Now, if you're using certain futures or lot size into different multipliers, then this is not the way to do it. So for that, what we will check is over here, instead of number 0, if this is a future, right, then we want to check if whether one lot of future is open or not. Then in that case, we will check whether is equal to net quantity of 111 is equal to number 25, because 25 is the lot size of Nifty bank, right? So we will check whether this quantity is equal to 25 or not, and then only it will take the position. All right. And also, if you want to check whether there are suppose basically 2 positions open or not, then in that case, what you have to do is instead of 25, you will have to select number 50, because that is basically the lot size. And based on that only if the 50 quantity is open of this particular instrument that is traded in 111, then only it will take the trade. All right. And also it is important to note over here is that now since over here, this is basically a short position. So over here, it will not be in positive, but over here, it will be in negative. All right. So over here, if you want to check whether it's a negative position, then in that case, it will be basically is equal to number minus 25, because it is in a sell position, right? So here it will check whether the Nifty 111 quantity is equal to minus 25, then only it will take the trade. At the same time, also it can be say minus 50 also, or whatever you want, basically based on the entry that you're taking, and you will have to put the number according to that, whatever is being traded. And also one important thing that you have to do over here is that if you're using multiplier in a strategy where you're deploying it on 2 times or 3 times of the strategy, then in that case, it is always advisable to use this keyword and multiply it by multiplier. So for example, so on a 1x multiplier, if you are trading, say, 1 lot, right, future. All right. So, and if you deploy this strategy on a 2x multiplier, that is basically you're entering into 2 lots of futures in the entry position. Then in that case, you will want to use this multiplier, because whenever the trade happens, repair condition happens, it will multiply this quantity 25 by 2, because that is the quantity that you are trading in the initial entry. All right. And multiply it by 2 will automatically multiply the quantity that is being traded in in the strategy in the initial place. All right. So that's why you should use this particular quantity into multiplier. At the same time, it can also be, say, for example, less than equal to, say, for example, if it's a positive number, then you can keep it as, say, maybe 50, something like that. All right. So you can modify it according to your requirement based on whatever trade has happened, and you want to check what quantity is traded. And based on that only, if you want to take the entry, then you can put it according to this. All right. So this is how we use and modify a traded instrument quantity keyword in order to check this. So the reason why I'm saying this is because the reason why this is very important, because what happens is sometimes clients use this repair continuous instead of a repair. And over here, if you have not used this particular traded instrument and multiplier keyword, right, then only if this condition is there and only if time condition is there, then it will continuously keep on buying, because that is what repair continuous will do. But only over here, if you put a restriction like this, that the net quantity of my first traded instrument should be, suppose if it's a short position, then it should be basically greater than, over here it will be minus 25 if it's one lot, and it should be greater than equal to this particular value, right? Greater than equal to is just one lot. That means only if one lot has been traded, then only it should basically follow with the repair continuous, or else it will not follow. Or if once this minus 25 quantity is traded and the repair continuous happens once, then it will wait for again the net quantity to be one lot only, minus 25. Or if it's a positive entry, for example, if you bought a future position, then it will be less than equal to just number 25. All right. So basically what it will do is, in this case, is it will check that, once the first entry happens and the net quantity is equal to 25, then only it will continuously repair. All right. So, and once it is bought 25 quantity, then it will not basically keep on continuously buying. So that is how you can use this to basically restrict the repair continuous also. So all right. So that is how you can use the traded instrument and net quantity keyword together in order to restrict the number of trades and restrict the number of false trades also, and basically check the quantity at every level based on which you want to take the trade. For example, in set number 1, if you want to take the trade in one lot, after that, if you want to, after that only, if you want to go to set number 2 and take another lot, then you will go to set number 2 and check that this particular quantity in 111 has already been traded or not, and then only you will enter into that particular position. Then after that, in set number 3, after already 2 lots have been traded, then you can put this as set number as number 50. That means already after set number 1 and set number 2 has been traded, then in that case we will put this way, set number 1 111, and this will be 211. 211 is equal to 0 is less than equal to number, suppose 25. All right. So number 25, and here also 25. So that means both of these quantities have been traded, and the set number 1 has also entered with 25 quantity. Set number 2 has also entered with 25 quantity, and then only we want to take trade in the set number 3. So that is how you can use this particular combination in order to check basically whether a particular position has entered or not. All right. So this is how a net quantity keyword works. I'll give you a few more examples. Yeah. So, and at the same time, this is basically we are checking entry. Similarly, you can also check for repair conditions also. So for example, if this is repair once 1, then in the second repair, if you want to check whether the net quantity of this particular repair, first repair, has entered or not, then in that case, you can use net quantity like this. So net quantity of traded instrument name, it should be over here. Instead of entry, here we will select repair once, instrument, and underline will be Y bank 111 111. All right. So this is basically net quantity of repair once 111 will also be either is it equal to 0 or not equal to 0, or you can keep it as less than equal to or greater than equal to whatever number you want. Less than equal to, suppose, number 25. So this is how you can check over here whether the repair one's quantity and the entry quantity based on whichever you reference it to has already entered and whether that particular position is open or not. And here we will use the traded instrument also. So in traded instrument also we will select repair once strike Nifty Bank 111. This is basically repair once condition number 1. So basically we are checking that this particular repair once has been traded and the quantity is equal to or less than equal to number 25. Then only it will basically take the trade in the second repair. According to that, you can keep on restricting or maybe taking the trade one after the other. Or else at times what happens is that most of the if you put all of these conditions together in one set only, then all of them will randomly take trades at the same time. So in order to restrict that and take trade one after the other, then you can use this particular keyword in order to check whether a particular condition has met and it has been traded, and based on that only you will be able to take the trade into another position. All right, so this is how basically we use the trader net quantity keyword, and you can try it in your own strategies and things like that. So over here I will just show you based on this. Now I will close this without saving because I don't want to tinker with the strategy, but I will show you the notification log for this strategy to check what happens when it checks the condition. So over here, as you can see, the strategy condition was that it should take trade between 9:25 and 14:58. So the time this condition was true, entry condition was satisfied at that point in time. So it also checked whether the net quantity of 111, this is net quantity 111, was equal to 0, and also the net quantity of 211 was equal to 0. That means this position was also, this condition was also true, and our condition was that SMA of 9 should be basically greater than 9 should be greater than 14. So 38,980 is greater than 38,979. So this condition was also true, and -2 should be less than 38,977 is less than 38,978. So that is basically the crossover condition that was true. That is the reason why it took entry in this particular position at 2:54 p.m. All right. So this is how you can check the notification log also, that whenever this quantity is equal to the restriction that we have put, then only it will basically take the trade, or else it will restrict the trade according to that. I hope this was clear. Now we are open to questions. If you have any questions, we will start answering them. Sir, Awaz Meri end pe, I think it's very clear. If you have any issues, you can just let me know. Okay, if I want to avoid traded and closed position stocks, can I use it? So no. So basically, in order already, if it's traded and if it's closed position, then in that case it will need custom coding, because in Python there will be a variable that will be set to check whether a particular stock has been traded or not. It cannot be done via just basically formula based trading. All right. I want to check if one repair once condition is not traded. No, so that is not possible. So you can check whether it has been traded or not. But if it has not been traded, that cannot be checked in the condition builder or any formula. There is no formula to check whether something is not traded. Only if it's traded, then it can be checked with the traded instrument keyword that we just saw. All right. Yes, sir. Prem Kumar ji, you can ask your question, please. You can type your question. Yeah, so Mr. Arun Yadav, okay, you can, so over here, in order to start with TradeTron, right? First of all, what you can do is, so there are 3 resources that we recommend. First of all, you can go to at the bottom of the page, right? So anything that you want to create a strategy, over here, there is a resource called keyword documentation. So anything, any keyword that is required in order to build a strategy on TradeTron is available on this page. And all the examples are also available. Like how to use, say, for example, awesome oscillator indicator, then how to use, say, CMO or cross keyword or correlation or anything like, say, DEMA or EMA or super trend like this. So the examples are given over here. And at the same time, you can go to our TradeTron YouTube channel. So this is the most of, even this webinar that we are conducting right now, we will be uploading a video of this on our TradeTron YouTube channel. And every Friday, the webinars that we take, right? All of those videos are available over here. So you can search for, say, for example, super trend strategy, right? So super trend, how to build a strategy. So there is a 45-minute webinar that we had taken earlier. So all of that videos are also available over here. So you can watch this video and you will be able to build your own strategies from here. And at the same time, if you get stuck somewhere, right, this is a chat support that is available. So our chat support is available from 9 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock in the night. So you can connect with us during our chat support timings, and we will be able to help you out during that period. Also, at the same time, at the bottom, you will see this contact number. So over here, this is a Mumbai call center contact number. So anytime if you have any questions, you can call on this number from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the evening, and you can contact us, and you get your questions answered. And also there is one more thing that you can do, that is the support ticket that you see at the bottom, right? So over here, if you have any detailed queries that you want, you can open a ticket over here, and we will answer to your questions within 24 hours. So that is the support center that we have available. And the main resources that are available are over here. Like, you can watch our blog, read our blogs. There are videos. This is the YouTube channel, official YouTube channel, on which we have uploaded 400 to 500 videos. And all concepts are covered in this particular videos that we have built. All right. So basically, you can watch these videos and you will be able to understand how to construct your own particular strategy that you want. And we will be able to help you out on the support channel as well. So let me just, okay. So can we place bracket order or cover order? No, sir. So bracket order or cover order are not allowed in TradeTron. All right. So because there are restrictions from the broker side as well in terms of sending bracket orders via TradeTron. So that is not possible as of now. My strategy is working good in paper trading, but backtest result is 0. How to backtest? So yeah, so there is a blog on that as well. So for this particularly, you will have to write to our support team, support@tradetron.tech, because it is what the issues that may be there at the backend level in strategy backtest engine that can be informed to you according to that. Because our team is actually working on improving the backtest engine. So that is the reason why whenever there is an update on that, we will provide it to you over the email. So please write a mail to support@tradetron.tech, and we will be able to answer your questions in detail over there. I am entering a formula for quantities for selling options. What if the formula returns negative value? Will it buy the option instead? So you can basically decide based on that whether you want to buy or sell, right? So for example, if you are, let me just go to say create strategy, right? So over here, if I am say suppose in my entry condition, if I am say selling a particular call option, selling NFO call option of Nifty 50, Nifty Bank, suppose current month call lot size, I say suppose 2. All right. So then in that case, over here in repair, I can check whether the net quantity of this particular call option is equal to 0 or not. And according to that, you can basically trade the condition. So for example, over here, I will just select a net quantity of traded instrument name 111. It will be this. It should not be left incomplete. So make sure that everything is properly completed over here. Whenever you do it, this is just for example. Nifty Bank 111 is not equal to 0 to number 0. That means this has already entered. That is 111 is already entered. Then in that case, you can decide whether you whatever position you want to take. So either you can buy some option, or you can basically take into consideration if you want to say sell a future over here, then you can do that also. So basically, it will check the quantity that is open for that particular entry in the first condition, and it will trade based on that. So this entry in repair once will happen based on the condition that is satisfied in the first lot. That is basically 111 is not equal to 0. That means only when this particular condition has been met, then only it will take the trade over here, or else it will not. So that is how it will check the quantity, whatever is the quantity that is open or not. And always remember, this should not be empty at all. There should be at least some condition, like say time is greater than say 925 or something like that. Number 925. All right. So always remember that there should be no empty condition, or else that can create an issue. I think you got my question wrong. Please reread the question. Wait one second. Okay, I think I might have. I'm entering a formula for quantities for selling options. What if the formula returns negative value? Will it buy the options instead? So whether you want to buy or not, it will have to be based on the condition that you put over here, right? So whether you can decide to buy or not based on whether you want to buy it over here or sell over here. But the quantity, whether it's a positive quantity or a negative quantity, here you will have to check that. So over here, I will either check whether this is greater than equal to say positive number, whatever is 50, say suppose 50, whether if it's a bought quantity or if it's a sold quantity, then it will be minus 50. So you have to check the quantity based on whatever position you are taking, and according to that you will have to put that. Yes, can you do Finvision? Yes, most of the clients we have are from Finvision only. So yeah, Finvision can be connected. So there is a video also on how to connect Finvision. 1 second. Finvision. So how to connect to Finvision and other brokers also, we have uploaded the videos. So you can connect with Finvision over here. I'm using FX in quantities. So, so in FX in quantity, so yeah, so over here also you can do that, sir. So for example, over here, if you're using quantity FX, right? So quantity FX. So over here, instead of this, you can say traded instrument quantity. So over here, for this, no sir, we have created another video, traded instrument quantity Y bank. Suppose 111 divided by number 2. So for example, if you have entered into 2 lots in the set number 1, and if you want to square off one particular position out of that, then in that case you can use this particular quantity formula. So for this, no, sir, different examples, we have created one video called traded instrument quantity. So if you watch this video, no, quantity keyword, 3 different examples of how to square off and how to calculate the quantity in order to basically trade it based on that. So you can check it. Okay. So usually FX returns negative values, and this FX returns negative values. So it will depend on whatever the position you are taking, sir. So yeah, you can watch this video and see whatever is the query. So Prem Kumarji, what was your question? My question is related to positional trade. I want to take position on current week expiry, but in the next week expiry, how to execute that? So next week expiry. So for that, so Q&A. So over here, right, in create a strategy also, if you want to take a position in say next week expiry over here. So over here, what we will do is we will use select expiry FX. Over here, you will select this keyword current week expiry, and over here in expiry, you will select underline say Nifty Bank, and this is for 0 is for current week expiry. So 1 will be for next week expiry. So according to this current week expiry Nifty Bank 1, this will select next week expiry option in this. Okay. So this is how you select next week. This will not be applicable for future. This will be applicable only for options because future has monthly expiry. So over here in expiry FX, over here you will have to select this particular current week expiry into and number 1. 0 will be current week expiry. 1 will be next week expiry. Similarly, if it's a monthly expiry, then we have another keyword called sorry, current month expiry. All right, here you will have to select your underline, and if I want to select next month, if it's current month, then it will be 0. If it's next month, that I will select current month expiry is equal to 1. So either of this you can select, either current week expiry or current month expiry and 1. So this is how you basically build that next week formula. All right, I have answered this question of yours now. Yes, sir, I have also answered your questions. Yeah. Anything else? Okay, I think I have answered the questions that were there. Can we get the total traded amount of any strategy? No. So basically, because TradeTron doesn't know what is the funds that you have in your broking account and things like that. So at any point in time, it will only check whether a particular quantity has been traded or not, and that you can verify based on the net quantity keyword that we discussed in this video. But it will not be able to check how much is the amount that is getting traded. All right. One more doubt, sir. Yeah, please ask quickly, sir. I have only like 5 minutes left now. So yeah, before that, I just want to say that this is a very important resource. If you watch our videos, most of your doubts, right, will already be cleared because the questions that you are asking have been already asked by a lot of clients earlier also. So in order to solve those questions, we have created these 2 things. That is basically the TradeTron YouTube channel, on which we have uploaded almost all the videos related to different topics according to this. and also you will find some advertisements, etc. and all. And at the same time, you will have this keyword documentation, which will give you an idea of how to use each and every keyword. So that is how you will automatically, once you spend some time on the website, you will automatically understand how to use the website. All right. I hope this was useful. If I take position on price-based selection and how to select any strike 100 points away from that strike. So for example, you can watch this strike based on spot. So for example, this is the keyword that you can watch this video also, sir. So how to select strike based on spot. And at the same time, for example, this is the strike based on spot, ATM strike, and this is plus 100 will give you 100 points away from that strike. And if you want to go in the money, then it's minus 100 according to this. So you can watch the, check out this thread over here, and you can watch the video also. Based on this, you will be able to build that condition. All right. Not for ATM. Oh yeah, so you can select whichever strike you want, right? So you can select any strike that you want, and based on that, so for example, strike FX. Strike FX. Wait 1 second. So there is another thread for this strike FX. So from here also, here you will find different examples. So check out this thread on Q&A.tradetron.tech. Over here you will find different examples of how to select strike based on say ATM plus 300 on basis of strike price. On the basis of whatever is the indicator value, based on that, how to select a strike. Based on the super trend, how to select a strike 500 points away. Then based on any other parameter that you have, right? You can watch this particular, go through this particular parameters. So get strike from ORB high value, 100 points away from there. Then you can check and based on the premium value also. So for example, your put premium is at 120. Then I want to find a call premium of 60. Then this is the formula that you have to use. From the call premium, you want to check what is the premium of that particular put option. So all these examples are given over here. So you can go through this thread and you will be able to understand how to build your own conditions. All right. Yeah, so basically existing position strike, then it will be traded instrument, strike, and this thing. Wait, there is an example for that over here. So you can use, yeah, so find strike based on particular traded instrument, and then according to that, you will be able to build that. So based on the particular strike, wait 1 second. So see over here, this is your exact solution for that. So to find the put strike closer to the value traded in set one also, suppose you have traded set one as a call option, all right? And then you want to take a put option basically, which is similar in value to the call option. So find strike expiry week LTP similar to the entry traded instrument entry price of 111, that is call option. And whatever is the value of call option, that is the price of 111, it will select the put based on the value of the call option. So that is how you can use this particular formula. I hope this is, yeah, existing position strike. So I hope this is basically, this answers your question. All right, so you can go through these threads. These are common questions that we get. So you will be able to answer that, basically build your strategies based on that. So if you go through these resources that we have, right, keyword documentation, this and our Q&A section, then automatically you can just search over here. You don't even have to log in, and you can watch the threads, read the threads that we have built with examples. So it will help you out. All right. I hope this session was useful. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a happy weekend, and you can connect with us on our chat support or call support any point in time, and we will be able to help you out. Okay, and we will be uploading this webinar also on YouTube channel, so you can refer to this at a later date. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good weekend. Take care. All right. Bye.